podcast is rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13. Mission 250.
All right, we're doing a podcast thing now?
I think that's what we're doing now that we're warmed up. We talked enough.
What do you guys think? Should we watch this movie called A Hero that came out this year?
I mean, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the same guy that directed A Separation.
Which I think all three of us approved of.
Yes, and he also has another
sounds right.
movie that was very popular in the United States
Death
called
of a Salesman?
Salesman. No, just called A Salesman.
No,
A
not
Salesman.
He's figured out you just go A and then a noun.
A
and
hero,
that, you know,
and it's
popular.
Oscar.
And it all
means
works.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Or a nomination.
Yeah, I think so. The Oscar nominations are coming out next, whenever the 8th is.
Wait. I thought they came out already. I thought
Not
they were
yet.
already. No. Oh, okay.
So this was nominated for Golden Globe. This one won, so this is relevant too. It won the Grand Prix award at the Cannes Film Festival this year, which it's the second place prize behind
is it?
Behind the palm?
Titane. Yeah, it goes Palm, Grand Prix, and then the jury selection prize.
Oh,
They're all
okay,
selected by
okay.
the jury, so it's very confusing. I had to read this for a while, being like, none of this makes any sense.
No, I this is the first time I had no idea. I was wondering about that, but this is really first, second, third place.
Yes. And
Basically,
this year,
it's
somehow, and it's like the jury is like, it changes every year. This year, the jury head was Spike Lee,
Oh,
and he actually
Interesting.
fucked up. Did we talk about that in the Titane episode?
no, I didn't know that.
He accidentally,
Spike
during
Lee.
this ceremony, revealed that Titane won the Palme d'Or, right at the beginning.
How did he do that?
Because he doesn't speak French. And someone said something like, give us the first award. And he thought, give us the first prize or something like that.
Gotcha. I'm
So
here for
and then
that.
he just he blurted it out, and then everyone was just like, "Ooh!"
And then
I
he was
can't blame
never
the dude.
invited
That's-
back again.
Yep.
That's not. I can't blame Spike. Come on, that makes sense. It's totally understandable.
Yeah,
Oh, you want? Okay, I'll come here. What do you want? This is. I don't know.
but it's kind of cool, I guess. It's a very small jury. It's like 10 people per year, and it changes every year.
And is it like directors themselves? I guess.
It looks like
they're
most of the
all-
time they have at least one American director on the jury.
That's pretty cool. Like, so
Yeah.
it's your peers, but it's sort of like a hand-picked selection of your peers.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
And they
kind of fun.
rotate it for. You'd think that would kind of like make it inconsistent, but I don't know. As long as like the selections are all super art house or whatever, and
So-
It's fine.
So we watched first place, Titane. This is second place. Third place was.
So this year it was actually tied. There was another second place. The one tied for second place was Compartment Number 6.
I've done.
What was that? I haven't heard of that.
I don't
Sounds
know.
kind of good.
It is a Finnish
I don't
movie.
know. Sounds like Room.
The plot is traveling by train from Moscow to Murmansk. A Finnish student forms an unlikely friendship with a gruff Russian miner. That's that one. And then the jury prize is also tied to two things. One is Memoria, and one is Ahed's Knee.
Ahed's Knee.
Yeah.
Very, very focused film. Very much on one body part the whole 2 hours.
Not going to win any
That's a
awards for
dad joke.
cinematography on that one.
is
Well,
a
maybe,
dad
you
joke.
know, it's micro cinematography. It's a new thing. You know, people
All
like
the
go over the
angles.
big picture. This is
No,
the
we go
small
way
picture.
in.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like this guy followed this boy's knee all through his life from infant to old man, and all you see is the knee, and
That's it.
you are left to understand all the things he's going through.
It's right. There's like a
Because you just
smash.
see-
There's like a flash cut to a knuckle once, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's right back to the knee.
Yeah.
You want to
That's
stay
right.
post credits,
Got a
you get to
hand.
watch a skeleton in in a dark little
Yeah,
area.
that's right.
Just rotting
Yeah.
away there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie. But this one,
What is this one again? Oh, it's called
Asghar
A Hero.
Farhadi,
A hero.
A Hero. So it's probably going to get nominated for Best Foreign Picture. His other movies have gotten nominated for other
Yeah.
things. Like he's gotten screenplay awards too, which is extremely rare for foreign movies. To
Right.
do.
Because he writes and directs these.
Yeah.
Right.
Does
So
he really?
all these three that he's done that have been very well acclaimed. He wrote and directed each of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is. I guess I should probably watch more of what he does.
So we
Yeah.
should watch.
He's really good. I mean,
we
he's
should watch
really
A
good.
Salesman. Right. I want to. We should put that on our list. But yeah. So before we spoilers or anything, go see this. This is
Yes.
This
Yeah,
is really good.
This is a great movie, and this is
Yeah.
a great movie that you can watch on Amazon Prime.
for
Yeah,
free
and
if you have
go
Amazon
in,
Prime.
yeah, and go in and watch. It's great to go in just cold, just not knowing what's going to happen. It's
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I'll give you the synopsis, and then we can go into spoiler territory, I guess.
yeah.
Raheem is in prison because of a debt he was unable to repay. During a 2-day leave, he tries to convince his creditor to withdraw his complaint against the payment of the part of the sum. But things don't go as planned.
I'd say.
Dun, dun, dun. So
To
TC,
say
it
the
sounds like
least.
you like it. This has been a long
I
time.
did.
Why don't you go first?
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
Nice.
I ended up watching it on over the weekend, and I convinced my mother to watch it. And it's funny too, because I don't think the synopsises online are doing it very good justice, to be honest. Because my mother read the synopsis, like, this seems dumb, and that was her initial reaction, like knee jerk, just from reading the synopsis. And then we watched it, and like
a
halfway
caper
through,
thing or whatever.
yeah. See, as soon as we get to halfway through, she was like, "This fucking movie's unbelievable," and I was like, "I know, isn't it?"
What scene was it
And,
for you? Because I pointed at the TV once and I was like, "This
It
is
was just,
awesome."
I mean, it was just all the. I mean, it's he just does such a good job of like, I don't know, picturing what's good and bad about the world, and like you're torn the whole time on like whether you're for him, against him, whether you think what he's done is right or wrong, or you're not sure if like there's going to be some backstabbing amongst the family members. You don't really know how it's all going to go. There's
it's like
so
this,
much
this tension that's there like the whole time,
and all of it's
yet,
relatable. All of it,
right.
Yeah,
It's not like it's not like Hollywood blockbuster. The world is trying to be saved. There's some evil villain. It's this low level tension, and it's just done so fucking well. It's like I don't know anything like. Well, I bet you can. Denny's always good at this. You might think of something like this, but
that's true. But he's Mr. like factoid. Yeah, isn't he? Yeah.
The point of the movie, I thought, like, it clicked in my head. I was like, I really like this. This is awesome. Was when they were going around town trying to find the woman that picked up the purse.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like Chinatown. We don't know where these people are going. They're just following every lead, and we're just like exploring this with them.
Chinatown was what's really good is that we actually got to go to a place. Obviously I've never been to these places.
Too, right? That was awesome.
You're not even supposed to travel as an American to Iran. There's literally places where we'll probably never visit, and we get to see them in the movie. So not only were
cool, the cities are cool, and the landscapes are totally
and the people
unique.
are, and like, you know what else my mom pointed out is like, for a movie that's being like revealed in America, we don't once see someone practicing any religion, which we're led to believe as Americans is that that's all these people do. Right. Like they don't have any other part of their day. They're just always bowing down to Mecca, and they're Muslims, and that's it.
Well, they did once, right? So just trying to nitpick it.
It's not a focal point.
Right. No, it's in the beginning, right? When they're outside the big statues and you see the people very, very far away doing it.
Right. But that's not part of the movie at all. Right. And I think that was really cool. You get to see a movie that is got a group of people in it that you would never think about, and they're doing and acting in the same way that we would as Americans, who are sometimes telling a white lie that they can't really back up, and then that ruins your credibility, so people don't believe you anymore. I mean, these are just normal human things that you don't really get any different, apparently, where you live. Like wherever you live, this is happening on a daily basis. And I mean, the best part too was like, I was like, the fucking jaded asshole. I was sitting there being like, well, this is why you don't fucking return money. You know what I mean? Like that's like, that was like my initial reaction. Like, who returns money? Like if you find money and you fucking keep your mouth shut, you put it in the bank account and you go about your day, right? You don't try to give money back. Like you're going to get some shyster who just shows up and wants to fucking take the money, right? Which is exactly what happened.
Is it though? That's a question. I have a few questions on this movie because
I think so.
They do not resolve all of the plot.
No.
And I don't think they had to. They didn't need to because the plot, that wasn't the point of the movie. The point of the movie is all the stuff in between.
All the ambiguity and stuff. Yeah, right. So
and my mom, of course, too. She's also a jaded fuck. And she was like, this son of a bitch is going to turn out to be a real asshole. You watch. And then like halfway through, she was like, see, I told you he's a liar. And like, she was just like going on, and she wasn't wrong to do so. That's what everybody was doing. And it was like, the movie was driving you in that direction as the audience, but that was actually happening in the movie too, with the ancillary actors and characters. So the acting was really well done too. And I mean, the music, the sound,
because otherwise these situations would seem, I don't know, on paper, it might be hard to sell that this entire thing becomes unraveled because he had one guy tell him it doesn't matter that this one detail of the story happened.
Right.
And then just like comes back to bite him. It seems like a little too perfect maybe, but
what comes back to bite him is all the things he's ever done in his past that also had these white lies. Yeah. That's what came back to bite him, is that his family didn't trust him, the people didn't trust him.
For the most part, it was like he kept having to
don't forget, he was in jail for not paying debts.
But that was because someone ran with his...
So he says. We don't really ever know if that's true or not because, again, he's been lying on TV all the time. So that could have been completely made up.
But we saw his reasoning for those lies, though.
No, but I know, but it could have been just as messed up. Like, no, or not even made up. It just more, we see how it unfolds. It's like a practical thing. He's not really making this all up ahead of time. He's just kind of rolling with things.
Right. I think it has to do something with like, he wasn't famous before this, and just being famous and having every little detail nitpick.
Notice that the wife left him, the daughter of the guy, right? She was his ex-wife.
They were married for money. He didn't have any. Easy.
But she was still like over it, because whatever he had done before was not good, right? It made him seem like a bad person because he wasn't taking accountability for the shit that he should have. So there's all that going on, but that's what everybody. I think so.
So, but from what I think about this character is that he went into business with somebody, took out a loan for that business. That other person ran away.
From a loan shark.
No, so no, the other person. Well, yeah. So
so that's already
the creditor went to a loan shark. So the guy that we see shady business. Actually owed the money went to a loan shark.
Yeah,
like he went to a loan shark. Not that guy.
But even still, like they're getting into business and they got loan sharks involved. Like those are not the people.
The main character went to a loan shark.
I think
the brother-in-law.
The main character did.
The main character did. Yeah, and then the brother-in-law took the debt, paid it off with all of his money, and had to take a loan out from a bank somewhere, and then that period of time was long enough where then he had to go report his brother.
But don't forget, the dowry is about this. That's a huge thing over in countries where they have these. The wife's family has to marry pay for everything, and that's a huge thing, and that dowry's gone for good. That's a shitty thing to do, regardless of how you lost the money. Those are types of things that he's been doing. But it wasn't his fault.
I just saw him as
that's not true. I thought it was everybody's complicit.
Okay, so he's not as at fault as he should be. His character came off to me as just somebody that was like too nice for their own good. Like they were a pushover. People would constantly tell him, you should just do this because it'll just make everything easier. And he'll go, okay, that makes sense to me. As opposed to, no, I'll just tell the truth all the time because why not?
But that's still not taking accountability for your own life. That's letting other people push you around and then white lying it through.
But he's not doing it on purpose. He's just a weak.
But it doesn't matter if he does or not. That's what's ruined his credibility.
I know.
Yes. Irrelevant of like,
I just don't dislike him, right?
But I don't know if that was TC's point.
I didn't dislike him either. It's just that was the point of the movie. The point of the movie was like, sometimes people don't mean to get themselves in situations like this. Right. But when you do over time, it completely ruins your credibility for a lot of other people, even if you're telling the truth now. Right.
Again, it just so elegantly like shows how he's just trying to be practical. He's like, oh yeah, I am going to keep this money. I'm going to pay my debt. Oh wait, there's not as much gold as we thought in terms of the money that it would be there. And that starts, it wasn't like it was entirely a good deed either. It was more of a practical kind of weighing of the balances. And I think they do this really well where he's, maybe he is kind of thinking, well, if other people know, if like the prison knows I did it for a good thing, maybe that's a good thing. He's not necessarily plotting this all out, but it happens. And but
he almost let his kid be the fucking asshole and get up and fight. He almost did.
That was his one. That was like for him.
That's,
but it was close. But that was for him his big redemptive moment in a way where he stood up.
My mom said something like, "This guy's allergic to work, always has been, and that's his real problem, right? He's always taking the easy way out instead of doing the right thing the first time."
He's a good painter. I don't know.
I just love it because like she didn't want to watch the movie, and then before you know it, she's fucking ranting and raving about how this guy's an asshole. And like I'm sitting there, like I'm with you, Denny. I didn't actually dislike the guy. I thought he was I felt bad for him because he's in some shitty situations, and like it doesn't get better.
That was the bonus. That was the thing is I think you sort of got to really kind of understand everybody's point of view, and it wasn't. And no one really came out really clean either. It's like nobody's like the good guy either.
No, but then I didn't like when they lied to that guy who had them dead to rights before they even walked in the door.
Right.
Like they weren't smart enough to think like, oh, maybe there's other things to this and I shouldn't lie again.
But that's another question I had. Where did that text message come from?
I thought it came from
I think it was the daughter.
I think it was the daughter.
Yeah, the ex-wife.
Yeah. I think she got
she was making faces when the dad was like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about." And then she kept making faces.
I wish they'd showed us the text message because I couldn't tell if like the person who sent it to him said it was from this date and here's the text message, as opposed to him getting a screen capture of a text message with that date. Because I feel like
saying that meant too that he'd had it for 2 weeks. Which I didn't know longer than he said, but I didn't remember. Well,
because the text message was saying something about because he was saying he was going to pay him in jail. They were correlating something that didn't exist there, but that's the whole point, right? Yeah. Is that he's always kind of had these things going on, so people are like, I don't believe you. And even though that was the truth, it didn't ring true to the friends and family because they've been through this with him before, which is why he's in jail. And, which, by the way, I said that, can you imagine like you owe Capital One and all of a sudden you go into jail?
Yeah, same question. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
But also like not just Capital One, but the person you owe is like somehow able to say whether or not you stay there or not.
I know.
I think is a whole different kind of an interesting
This
thing.
movie was so good. I just assumed all that exists.
I don't know.
In Iran, right?
It was, again, like you said, Danny, we didn't get a chance to revisit, but when you said Chinatown, that was another one of your great parallels there, because you are just following them around and you're just watching them go through their lives and do things. Chinatown did it with the stakes are higher there because it's like noir, but this was so amazing how you felt like you were really part of their lives and saw their daily lives as all of this unfolded. You didn't feel like there was this plot that was set up to happen and everything was set to move around the plot. It felt like, no, their lives are just happening and all this stuff happens to happen.
And none of those scenes that didn't have to do with that plot. I mean, there is kind of a plot in this, but there are some scenes that just show the lifestyle of everyone in this movie, and they didn't feel out of place for like scene setting.
And they were good. Like just the slow pace, and some people, and look at maybe some people thought it was boring because the film was really just slow, and I don't want to use the word slow.
It took its time.
I thought it was a fantastic. Even like the initial credit scene where he's very
going
slowly
up the ladder.
Up
I was going to say, if you don't like that
awesome.
first thing, then you're not going to maybe like the rest of the movie.
But it was very measured, right?
The way like the sound as he went up, like I had the subtitles on, so it was actually a little distracting because it was like hands drill noises, things falling over, like in parentheses at the bottom.
Oh, right. The closed captions, yeah.
I thought the sound was really good, and it was an interesting shot, even though it was kind of static.
Exactly. There were a lot of the static shots, and even the ending shot where he's sitting there.
I called the ending shot
getting
20 seconds into the 2-minute long shot. Yeah.
You did. It was beautiful. I loved it.
It was like perfectly symmetrical, and you had like, they could teach that shot where it's like on the right-hand side, you have like the sunny outside and the door frame goes up to the top of the frame and the people leaving the jail are outside and they're hugging each other, and then on the left, the other side of that line directly down the middle, you have the security window, and the height of it is much lower, so it's like more confined, and then there's the guards, it's all blue over here. Yeah, totally.
That was awesome. I just loved how long they sat with that. Like they sat with it for like 2 minutes or so.
I mean, they let you sit. They let you think just like he was. Like, oh fuck, I'm back. Like that's it.
You did, but you also saw him not miserable. Like you saw him like almost.
Honestly, at this point, it's easier just to go back. I was saying,
I know. I
was like, just fucking go back.
But he's got people. I mean, but the other thing that happens too is that his kid is meeting his girlfriend, and that they're hanging out a little bit and seeming to get along. I mean, there are these little touches about how
there's a silver lining.
In a way, it was sort of a victory for him that he stood up, that he stopped. He stopped this whole cycle of other people.
I don't know if he meant to though.
I don't know if he did. Well, he did have enough, and it actually did.
He had no choice at the end. Once they released the video and shit, like he was toast.
He was fucked.
Yeah.
But see, again, like as you're going through all these things and you're not being believed and all this other shit, you don't go fight the guy, right? Yeah. You don't go fucking. There was like so many, and like my mom kept saying, there were so many points for him to jump off the shitty train, and he didn't do it. And he could have.
I don't know, dude.
Of times.
Imagine if somebody in your family was like personally screwing you and trying to send you to prison.
Right.
I'd be pretty pissed off at them too.
Right. But you know damn well that when you're looking at your family members and they're thinking to yourself, you son of a bitch, all you had to do was stay home and stay quiet. Right. You didn't have to go fight him. You didn't have to go get in trouble. You didn't have to and shouldn't have had to. Right. He had all those moments to do something better, and he didn't. Granted, thank God he didn't put the son in front of everybody to talk, because that would have been really bad.
Would that have been? That was a little confusing.
Because he was using his son to get out of trouble again instead of dealing with it like he should have.
But the first time he did that, it felt like that was just a happenstance, right?
First time that was not the thing. It was the second time when the guy was trying to film him in the room.
Right.
That was
and
the
accentuate his patheticness.
Exactly. And be like, look at how shitty this kid is. Yeah, like, oh, fuck. You better let dad go.
So I do agree that like him saying it's better when he stutters more because it seems more real and people will cry or whatever. But like just inherently, I didn't see it necessarily being bad. The kid helping.
But it's one of the, when the kid helping, no, because he's just doing it out of the love for his dad.
But he's also seeing, it's not necessarily bad, but he knows, it's just the prison trying to do it for saving their own face. It's just yet another thing that could also fall apart on him too. Like
while he's trying to take the easy way out for others or any other reason instead of taking
pressure to do.
He should have told that guy to go fuck himself and then just went back to jail.
Who comes up with this idea for a movie? I mean, just the fact that like the only reason
this happened to somebody they know. That's how I see it. I mean, that's just how I see it.
Just the plot interweaves like all these different parties so well, and you learn about people's motivations much later, and you're like, that's why that happened. So now I understand where they're coming from.
And it was like, I was wondering, like, and that was because like I was an hour in, and I was like, wow, where is this going to go? I can't imagine how this keeps going the way it does, and it does. It's like how it keeps getting in more and more like intertwined, and it does it. Really, it sort of keeps the same intensity and pace all the way through, which is also quite amazing.
And let's be quite honest. As my mother would say, I got to keep referencing because she was making me laugh the whole time. As she
have your mom on the podcast.
As she would always say, it's the willy-nilly will get you every time. If that woman had never found the gold, this would have never happened. If he had never been out of marriage and with all this other shit, it would never. She was going on and on about how when you have random sex with people and all that. It was like I was hysterically laughing because it's just like such a ridiculous statement, right? Like he was a girlfriend. Like, come on, get over it.
Yeah, they're gonna get married. Come on. It's not willy-nilly.
A willy-nilly will get you every time. And she ain't wrong. She's not wrong. But
were you guys confused on whether or not the purse was stolen in the beginning?
I thought it might have been.
I thought it was for sure for like the first half an hour.
I thought his girlfriend might have actually stolen it. Yeah, I thought
it was a plan that they had together or something. Like I didn't trust him.
I thought maybe she had it to help him get out and wasn't going to tell him so that she could get him out. And like she didn't think that he'd actually fucking return it like a nitwit. That he'd keep it no matter what and try to pay some of his debt off. The guy probably would have been all right if he had.
So that it's possible. Yeah, I thought that was possible. That like the strap had broke. Like maybe she cut it, and so that's how she got that purse. And but who knows?
And then about the person who came to pick up the purse, are we supposed to assume that lady was one of the people on the bus when they stopped the bus to look for the purse, and she like was describing what was in the purse on the bus, and the person like remembered it and was like, and then that person saw the cell phone number was like, I remember what was in the purse, so I can get this. Yeah. And then she like went and got picked up somewhere really far away.
I didn't think that far at all, but that's.
I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I thought it might have actually been her purse. I didn't know. There was some suspicion.
Why would she go to the gold store afterwards?
I didn't believe that for a second.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Then
that one thing made it seem impossible that it was actually her purse.
She was a conniving motherfucker who wanted that money. Yeah, totally. Yeah. No good deed goes unpunished.
But I just like even all the ancillary characters, like the taxi driver. I liked him, how he was trying to stood up, even though he was willing to go in with the lie too, but he was trying to help the guy, But you sort of see all of this, that it's just
because he was in jail. I mean, I get it, right? Like, wrongfully in prison.
That guy at the office was so used to dealing with liars. He saw all of them lying from a mile away.
I liked him, even though he's
from a mile away.
Being an ass. But he's
that scene was like over 5 minutes long, and they were just lying to this guy, and he's like, I don't believe any of you.
Yeah, and then the best part is that, and I had a sneaking suspicion that was coming, that he had proof.
Yeah.
Because he was so confident. It wasn't just little bit. It was like, no, I know you're lying. I knew you were lying as soon as you walked in because X, Y, and Z, asshole.
But he was so calm about it, which was like,
he just let them dig their hole deeper.
Yeah, and he could have nailed into the wall or something. He could have like forced them to stay there, but he's just like, no, just
you're awfully emotional for somebody that drives a taxi cab and doesn't know this guy. Why is that? I'm like, oh shit, he's got him.
I mean, it's a good question. It's a
great question. Yeah,
he's like, I've been dealing with scumbags like you guys for fucking years.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh man,
but it was never. Movie, I mean, really, it was. Yeah, it was never. I think the balance, how I was rooting for everybody sort of. I wasn't really like, I was just wanted to see what would happen, but I wasn't like trying to, I don't know. I even during that scene, I felt sort of bad for everybody still sort of.
Would you have done anything differently than the main character?
Yeah, I would have kept the money. Kidding me? And I would have honestly said that, like, yeah, I didn't get this. I found this money. I cashed it. Here's some of the bill.
I think the rule there is if you find money, even if it's in a wallet, but there's no ID, that's your money now.
No,
that
you know what it is?
No ID in it, right?
You know what it is too? You know what it is too?
Even
the fact that where we're from, nobody gives a shit. Where they're from, there is no money. So it might be a little bit more of like a thing for them to be like, well, I got to give this back because none of us have any money. Someone really probably needs
like the
money.
Mortgage to your house or something. I don't know what.
Something
hugely valuable. Yeah, that's different. This is like finding somebody's life savings.
Right, over there, right. So I don't know. I had a trouble with the culture.
It was gold, like, so it was a lot, I guess. I don't know
what it wasn't enough to pay off the debt.
No, I wouldn't have trusted anybody.
So Denny, to put it that way, like and TC, even if you found like $500,000 or something.
See ya.
If there was no ID in the bag,
actually,
if there's literally no ID,
I'd be worried about a drug connection.
That's true.
That's like No Country for Old Men right there.
Right. That's
no kidding. There's a little tracking device in there.
I might sit on it for a while and wait and see if anybody pops up and be like, no, dude, here you go.
Check it for tracking devices. Step number one.
Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't have a tile.
But it's easy to say that when. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I need money now. I'm not desperate. I don't know.
It's true.
That's a different place mindset to be in. If I could find money and give it back now, but it doesn't matter.
I would keep it because I wouldn't trust the people trying to claim the money. I wouldn't trust any of them.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But that's because we're from Massachusetts.
Well, then you donate to charity or something.
We don't
do something good with it.
I'd probably do half to charity, because I'm a selfish fuck. I give half to charity, and then I'll go out to a nice dinner, something like that.
Go to the dinner first, and whatever's left over, maybe I'll give it to the fucking Red Cross on the corner. I
was going to donate to charity, but I went for the double lobster dish.
Don't worry, I gave 50 cents to Salvation Army.
That's right.
The other $400,099. Hey, went into my bank account. Yeah, no big deal. I got a bunch of Bitcoin.
That $500,000, keep $100,000, donate $400,000, not tell anybody about the other $100,000.
Yeah, I found $400,000. I swear. Yeah.
And then they'd find out that it was actually $500,000 and be like, why'd you lie about the $100,000? And the same shit would happen.
Exactly.
My credibility would be gone.
Exactly.
That's
You'd
right.
get egged while you're walking down the street.
You're saying you'd try to give it back, John? Is that what you're saying here?
Yeah, I would. But I don't. Yeah.
How? No ID?
What? So you find a bag, there's no ID, just turn it into the police then.
What are they going to do? They're just going to keep it. Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it. So
just give it to charity. Find a good charity and give it to them.
You can give it
better
charity.
Than giving it to the police.
I don't know if there's a place like it depends where it is. Like if it's where it's lost, if it's like if they're the bus stop, I guess you'd go to the transit authority or whatever, and then they would keep it in lost and found. Yeah,
they'd keep 500,000 in lost and found. I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I wouldn't want it though.
I'd bury it somewhere nearby.
Make a series of maps.
Somewhere nearby. Yeah.
Go buy a shovel and just go right out there and bury it right there. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a Fargo.
Exactly. Just fucking bury that shit somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think that if you're not watching this movie, that's fine. But I would recommend it to many people.
Oh, anybody. And like
if you like movies that are like reality based, like I do, and that like deal with real life situations, this one's fucking right up your alley.
And add to that amazing cinematography, this sense of culture that we don't usually experience. Right. I mean, all of that adds up so well too. Let alone that it's just it's an amazing story with amazing acting. I mean, the main character did his like I am ashamed face was so intense.
Especially because like the first half an hour of him was just him smiling hugely, right?
Yeah,
and then he starts getting sad
and just
towards
being
the
polite,
end.
right. And you just, but his demeanor was pretty. He's a great like just facial expression. They're also soft spoken most of the time and polite. It seems like as far as like their greetings and everything. So they have to do a lot with their expressions. It seems. But yeah,
the nicest thing in the movie was when that dude offered him the cookies for the third time. And instead of being yo, leave me the fuck alone. He just like smiled huge, put his hand over his heart, and he's like, no, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you're like, that's not how I would react. I'd be like, dude, this is the third time I'm going to say no.
The fuck up about the cookies? Yeah, right.
No cookies.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's American. Then you pull your weapon on them.
It'd be like Adam Sandler or something. Take a walk.
It's like I'm already going to prison. Fuck it.
That's right.
I've had enough of this.
Or you're just going to be suspicious. What is it in those cookies, man? What is it? No, are these stolen cookies?
Why are you trying to give me these cookies, bro?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's in it, man?
I liked it how this movie does have that. It's kind of like makes you a tourist to another country and culture, but at the same time, it's playing well in this country. Somehow, like it's relatable enough where you don't watch it and you're like, oh, everyone is so different from me. Like I don't understand this,
No, they're exactly like
totally.
us.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. I think it's another like as you said, like this all feels so real and relatable. All of this, we've all fucked up like this one way or another. Right. Haven't had this huge necessarily this whole cascade of events all at once necessarily, but everybody has to.
Every human on the earth.
White lie.
You've had a lie catch up to you before.
Or somebody lies.
Every human on the earth
or,
has had a moral dilemma every day.
Right.
So like everybody understands this based on anything that has happened to them in their lives. Right. It's really, it's fucking great. It's a great movie. I'd watch it again. Really. I mean, it's
We should put a salesman on this on somewhere
just to see some of that background.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see what else. Yeah, because apparently Salzman was really, really good.
And he has a movie in 2009. I was looking at like the best movies to watch if you're looking for Iranian movies to like start looking at some of their movies. And his 2009 movie was on that list too.
Oh wow! I mean, we should just do like a little segment soon. Yeah. He's definitely very talented.
And again, unique. Yeah, sort of the because I remember this same feeling from a conversation, but it was more focused on their
separation,
two persons or separation, but it was more focused on the relationship. I think, if I remember right, that there was just
or lack thereof, really.
Right, but it was all around that and their daily lives too, and it had that similar tone of you're watching it in a way.
When they were fighting, when the girlfriend and the father were fighting, it reminded me a lot of the separation.
Yeah, well, like the dialogue by itself, like there's a lot of people talking over each other. The way they mixed in like background stuff really close up, so it actually seems like you're in the room and you're not necessarily like watching a movie where it's only the two people.
Right, it's all about the characters and the plot and the two people that are talking. Again, it feels like like you described at Chinatown, you're just following them along in their daily lives as things happen. It feels like that too, and that's got to be hard
to do, right? Because movies try to do this shit all the time and they fail all the time, where it seems just like a stage or a movie.
And how many things, how intricate this is, and how many things happen, how many interactions there are that have to happen in the way the plot has to unfold.
And to sell what you know and what you don't know and what your motivations are without saying it, like at every step of the way, as you're gaining more and more information as you go along.
Right. So it's quite amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of choreography, it seemed like, because those scenes were long, and they had some shots where he moved from one room to another room and they didn't cut. And then he came back and then they had longer shots. It was like block shooting sometimes. It was definitely, I mean, they're just sitting there talking, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's such an easy thing to cut together if they're not doing exactly the same thing every time, right? So he was definitely, they were good. And the kids were good.
Yeah. All the kids were.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really a shitty actor out of the bunch, I have to say. And they're probably not really a place where you have a lot of professional actors, right? I mean, I can't imagine that to be a thing.
They actually have a pretty decent
populace.
Size movie industry.
Is it? But is it a huge population of actors though in there? I mean, like that just doesn't seem.
I would imagine so.
Well, not in comparison to here.
Well, I mean, what compares to the United States?
Like to Los Angeles,
right?
Like where everybody in the world.
But in terms of like international film industry, it's like it's up there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny because you don't hear about this shit at all in America.
Sometimes. So I've seen a few. So I'm just looking at like the top movies that have come out of Iran in the past 20 years. I've seen 3 other ones. Oh, actually, we saw Children of Heaven. It's a 90s movie. We watched that for this list. It's Iranian.
Yeah, that was good. That one was very low key.
A girl walks home alone at night. I've seen that one. It's kind of a horror movie. It's about vampires. Persepolis. I saw that like 15 years ago or something. It's a cartoon about like, I think it's about like a teenager that's rebelling, and there's like punk rock, like American punk rock music in it and stuff. I don't remember too much about it, but I liked it.
It's pretty impressive. You wouldn't know this unless you looked for it.
Maybe, but certainly, at least with this director, he's certainly building a rep here.
Out. Yeah,
like every movie he does is now getting international recognition.
He's the guy. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the international slate for all people is coming strong. Yeah. So it's really going to be the things we start to see more and more and more, I think. So
because all we are is fucking Marvel movies these days.
That's right.
That's true. Right. Or Jake Gyllenhaal fucking sitting in a room on a fucking phone.
In an ambulance.
As a dispatch. Yeah.
Is he
that movie was terrible, dude.
Oh my God. Was it ever?
It was so bad.
Oh, you saw it?
No, not the new Michael Bay one. No. So there's one that came out like last year. Where he was like a dispatch guy, and
he was like 911 dispatcher.
And all he did, we shut it off. It was so bad because like
it was so stupid.
He was just getting mad at people. No, we shut it off, dude. I couldn't stand it.
What's it called?
Oh,
what was it called?
The end was so dumb, dude.
Something.
No, that was Nightcrawler.
No, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was really good.
Nightcrawler was good. Yeah.
This is something else. This was like I forget what
I've been trying to push it out of my head because it was so bad.
Dude, the ending was even worse. You know why? Because the woman that called.
Spoilers for this Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Yeah, whatever. No one wants to watch.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The woman that called was the psycho. So like, she wasn't being kidnapped. She was a nut. She just fucking almost killed her own kid. So like here he is in the back in his fucking mind thinking, oh my God, I got to save this woman.
I knew this because Naomi looks up movies
yeah.
when they're bad to see if it's worth watching to the end. So she looked it up on Wikipedia as I was watching it and then left the room. And I was like,
and then she was like, dude, this is so bad because the story was so idiotic. And like he's, doing his best to make sure that he can find this woman who's being kidnapped. Turns out she's the one that stabbed the son.
The Guilty is what it's called.
The Guilty, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
The Guilty.
It was so bad.
I've like Jake Gyllenhaal in almost every single thing. End of Watch was not great. So those are like 2 movies now.
But should be no way that you put one person in a room and you shoot them. And then that's the movie.
Yeah.
I was angrily watching it because I was just like, this movie's so bad now. This fucking thing better turn out to be good. And then when I got to the end, I was just like, are you kidding me? What the fuck did I just waste my time with? And yeah. So Gyllenhaal, I don't know. Someone was the other day was like, I don't know, Gyllenhaal's pretty good. This new movie might be good. I'm like, did you see this last one that he did? It was pretty fucking terrible. Good luck. He might be on a downward spiral here.
Maybe he's in a whole lot. He's got a whole lot of stuff in pre-production already.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm just talking shit. I mean, he's really. I always liked him. So yeah, I really like that movie. It was fucking.
That movie
awesome.
Was really creepy. Yeah. As far as a bad person movie, that's up there.
That was a good movie. And disclaimer, I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but like that movie would really just piss me off.
Yes, agreed. Same exact opinion on that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'll know to avoid it.
Though, back to this one. This one was way better.
Way better.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what else. Is there any trivia or anything, Denny? Do you have any?
A little bit. So, yeah, this Asghar Farhadi guy, he submitted his top 10 movies of all time in 2012. He became really famous in 2011 right after A Separation came out.
Oh wow.
He was invited to the Academy. Like he's one of the people who can vote on Academy Awards. And there's a bunch of stuff. You can go to his Wikipedia page. He was inducted to a bunch of film things that I don't know about or care about, but it was a very widely acclaimed movie. So in 2012, he was asked by Sight and Sound, the film magazine that we all love because it has the Vertigo and the Citizen Kane in there.
Our favorite movie.
Right,
yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And I guess every 10 years when they put out that issue that has the greatest films of all time, they ask some contemporary directors what their 10 films would be. And his film choices would be Rashomon, The Big Road. So I'll say since we know
where
all
was
these.
The Big Road?
So Rashomon is Japanese from 1950. The Big Road.
Right. We've seen that one.
We've seen that one. I'm just saying it because The Big Road I've never heard of before.
Me neither.
It's 1935 from China.
Well, then there you go.
There you go.
No need to hear that one.
The Godfather, 1972, U.S.
Okay.
Tokyo Story, Japan, 1953.
Yeah.
The Apartment, U.S., 1960. Three Colors, Red, France, 1994. Take the Money and Run, U.S., 1969.
We should see Three Colors Red. That one always shows up on these lists. Yeah, go on.
Persona,
one
Sweden,
of our favorites.
1966. Taxi Driver, U.S. 1976, and Modern Times, U.S. 1936.
Right.
Nice.
So Tokyo Story makes a lot of sense. That might be a lot like his films. That one was a very intimate, just follow them through their daily lives kind of film, I think, if I remember it right.
Unfolding storylines like Rashomon. But
Tokyo Story was very much like more, Rashomon was still like a murder or whatever happened, right? But Tokyo Story was more about just the family growing up, a mother and father growing old and their kids, like how they dealt with that. And if I remember right. But it was very intimate. Like
they
you were
died,
sitting
John.
in the house and they, did they die? I don't remember.
Well, I think one of them died. The mother died.
I think the mom died. Yeah, eventually. Anyway.
And they all came home for the funeral and then they left like the day after.
Right. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. They were terrible.
Yeah.
The kids were. Yeah. Anyway. Good film. What else you got?
Not too much. I did some reading. You can go to, it's called the Persian film industry. There's like a bunch of history on it. They started making films in Iran 5 years after a film was created. So like rich history. Most of what was ever created, pre-40s or 50s has been destroyed, not on purpose, but just because like no one preserved it. So
they don't have like an air-conditioned vault where they can put all the
something like that, right?
Right.
But there's records of people making movies. There's just you can't watch the movie anymore, which kind of sucks. But
that's too bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know Iran. See, this is how little I know about the place. Well, the only thing I know about the place is that I'm not supposed to travel there. That's it. Right. Other than that, I really don't know much about it. And I dated a girl that was, Persian once. That was it. That's about all I got. So that's how fucking American I am. Hey.
So there's can't blame them. Most of this is just there's too much information here to kind of share. there's just there's a list of like, I went full Iranian contributors to movies that are recognized by the United States awards.
Oh, wow.
And awards that
How many
people
of those?
from our countries. There's a decent amount, not overwhelming, but like too much to share. But I mean, this guy was the first Iranian director to win an Academy Award. So that's huge. That was a separation.
Wow. That's a turning point, really, I'm sure.
Yep.
Did that allow him to get good funding for this one, or do you have any news on that?
No. If you go to the Wikipedia page for this movie, it is bare minimum. Even the plot doesn't have anything in there. It is 3 sentences long. So,
well, I mean,
this just came out.
Just coming out, right?
So I have to imagine that no one gives a shit about the Golden Globes, which it got nominated for. It did win second place at the Palme d'Or, but that's more of a French thing, or at the Cannes Film Festival.
Well, but that's well known. I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's pretty good.
But people don't go and watch the second place, right? Unless you're fucking weirdos like us.
Yeah, they do. It's a whole week. Right? They go there and they just.
And I don't know. I mean, Titane was interesting, but and it's fine, but I really don't see how it takes. This takes second place to that.
I can see that for
shock
because
value.
There's sex, there's murder, there's all the other things that Americans like.
I might have voted for it just because it was more unique,
right?
And it gave me more emotional feelings. But I mean, for the Oscars, there's no doubt that Titane is not going to get nominated, and this one has a solid chance at winning it.
Okay,
I would imagine, right?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I would bet money that Titane does not get nominated.
I would hope not.
It'd be interesting. I just like to see them show the trailer for it somehow, or the preview. And a woman has sex with a. I can't
give her the award.
They should do a parody and have her have sex with the Oscar.
Right. Oh God.
The ending
and then
is
she
the
has
same.
the Golden Globe. You know what I mean? Come on, that's funny.
Oh dear.
But we haven't seen any of the other foreign movies that are going to be on these lists.
We should.
Oh well, we should watch them.
So,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Speaking of that, I got like nothing else for this movie just because it's brand new. But we were going to watch. I was planning before today to watch The Hand of God, which will be the Italian movie that's going to be probably nominated for Best Foreign Picture.
That looked good too.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
But Nightmare Alley is streaming now.
What's that?
It's the new Guillermo del Toro movie.
It's Guillermo del Toro film? Oh.
Huh.
It's free on Hulu and HBO Plus.
Well, let's...
HBO Plus, not Max?
Max. HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
I can't keep these fucking streaming sites.
Is there HBO Plus? What do I need? I need to get another subscription?
We got some time before Oscars. Let's maybe take a break and watch that, and then...
One day we'll get
which one?
Alien?
Nightmare Alley? How do you know it's not going to get nominated? It could get like set design or some shit like that.
Yeah, let's we love Guillermo. So let's do Nightmare Alley.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll do that, and then the next week we'll do the foreign one, and then maybe one day we'll watch Alien.
And maybe one day Licorice Pizza will be streaming. Yeah, and then eventually Alien as well.
Nikki keeps giving me crap about that. Did I tell you? Because that's like our one DVD from the DVD service that she wants to send back so we can get others, and that's been sitting there for like 6 months now, I think.
You should just buy it.
We're like paying monthly fees for this. I love it. Anyway, yeah.
Those are worth.
Sorry,
those fees
it's
are
going to
worth
be at least a
paying
couple
for.
more months, John.
I know. So I just say the same thing. She'll be like, "What are you watching next?" I'll be like, "Alien." She'll be like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No,
no."
Nice.
Yeah, we want to do foreign.
That's right. Oh, now we're gonna do
right.
This should be fun. This looked fun.
What the hell's it called again?
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley. It's on Netflix.
Got quite the cast. So Guillermo del Toro, an ambitious carny with the talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words, hooks up with a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. Ooh. This has Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman.
Wow.
And a bunch of other people.
Movie. Damn.
Yeah, let's go.
Should be good. Keep a little extra time for yourself there, TC, for this one.
All right. I mean, I'm going to try. I'm
2:30.
starting to pencil in. I'm starting to pencil in.
2.5 hours?
2.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm starting to pencil in podcasts on the weekend, so I'll have plenty of time. I'll
Look
do
at
it
you
Saturday,
planning ahead.
Hey, you know, I
nice,
have
boy.
to. I mean, I have to. The doctor says it's good for my mental health. Okay.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, it sounds good.
I need to watch the movie on Saturday, so I'll watch on Tuesday, and then forget watch it for fucking Wednesday, and then you never know. I'm over there with Larry Arabia. I'm in the fucking thing with the goddamn fucking guy about the gold. I found the bag. I don't know what to do with it. I was gonna fucking. There's no more time to watch a fucking movie. You know, so I'm fast with that shit on Saturday.
Yeah, because Timmy watches the last half of every movie Wednesday evening at 1.5 speed to get it done before we start recording the podcast.
What the fuck are we watching again? Remember?
Ah, fuck.
I didn't catch the ending. It was going too fast.
Yeah. Hold on. Rewind. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my problem. So Saturday it is. 2.5 hours. I'll make sure to save some time there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Sweet.
All right.
Guys.
Talk to you next week.
See you guys later.
Yeah. Talk later.